I have this fun envelope craft. It looks like this. My friend Natalie Shaw, who blogs at Doodlecraft, writes for Creative Green Living. She comes up with really cool craft tutorials, and this is her project. So I want to make sure that credit goes to Natalie for coming up with a super cute craft. You make it with a cereal box, and we're going to do it together live. So if you want to craft along with me, this is a great craft for kids, I would say about ages 8 plus, or for grown-ups. I had a lot of fun making mine. So what you guys are going to need, there is a description in the caption, but I know sometimes when you watch live videos you can't see that very well. So what you need, you're going to need to get a cereal box or a cracker box, or an empty file folder would work too. So that's supply number 1. Supply number 2 is you are going to need a ruler. You are also going to need a pen. You are going to need some scissors. You will need some kind of double stick tape. So if you're a craft scrapbooker, you might have like a dot roller that looks like this, or regular double stick tape, like in a roll, would work. In a pinch, a glue stick or a hot glue gun or some kind of adhesive that will stick on both sides would work too. And if you have a scoring folding tool, sometimes you have a separate scoring tool from the folding tool. So if you have those, grab them, but you don't need them for this project. You could do this without them. I'll show you the hack that you can do if you don't happen to have one of these. Or sometimes people have a scoring tool that looks like a stylus, and then like a bone folder that looks like an arrow. So let's get started, okay? We're gonna make this fun craft. I'm so excited. Okay, hang on. I have to put you guys in my phone stand so I can use both hands to craft. Hang tight. Alrighty, hold on. Whoop. All right, I think we are good. Let me adjust the video. Sorry if you're motion sick. I'm so sorry. I get motion sick. Okay, well, okay, so this is the craft we're going to make. We're going to make a cute little recycled envelope, and let's do it. Let me clear off my workspace. Now, my 4-year-old said that he's going to come help me, so who knows how that's going to go. We might get interrupted, and or maybe he'll help me. We'll see what happens. Okay, so to get started, get your cereal box, and what you want to do is unfold it to make it flat. So on mine, I'm just going to go ahead and open these flaps up. And then usually if you look on the inside, you can kind of see where the seam is, where they glued the box together. Let's see if you can see that in here. So you can see kind of in there, it's glued together, so you don't have to cut the box. So just kind of like rip it along the seam to unglue it. And we just want to make the box flat. So we are going to open it up. Ta-da! Okay, so we have a big flat box. And what we are going to do is we need to cut an 8-inch by 8-inch square. So I'm going to use my ruler, and this box is conveniently almost 8 by 8, so I can make a couple envelopes out of this, so that'll be cool. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and measure off. I like to go along the seams because that's an easy place to cut. I'm going to line up maybe with that seam. Excuse me, my head. Okay, so I'm going to mark 8 inches right here. I am going to go 8 inches down. To here, mark that off right there. I'm going to go 8 inches down on this side. Draw a line across. Move that so you guys can see. So I'm going to line up my dots where I marked 8 inches down. Whew, whoa Nelly. I'm going so fast. Okay, 8. And then we're going to go straight down here. Perfect. Well, almost perfect. There we go. Okay, so my borders to get my 8 by 8 square are these 2 seams and then these 2 lines that I drew, and then I am going to use some scissors just to cut out my square. last line here. Okay, we'll put this aside. Now I could make a second envelope with this too. So if you have multiple kids you're crafting with, you could go ahead and cut out another 8x8 square if you want to, if you're ahead of me, while I get mine cleaned up. So I just have this top flap left from the box. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Ba-da-da. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to measure it just to make sure I'm still about 8x8. Double check myself. Yeah, that's a smidge over 8. That's 8. That's a smidge over 8. And that's right at 8. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit on this side. The more square that you make this, the better. And it is a little bit forgiving. So if you don't have it like super, super perfect, that's okay. But I am kind of a perfectionist. So that's why we're going to do it this way. All right, let's see. We got 8. 8. Okay, so if you have just joined us, we are making this fun envelope craft out of recycled cereal box. So what we've done so far is we flattened our box and then we cut out an 8x8 square from the cardboard on the cereal box. Okay, and now I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we have our square, is we need to measure halfway down each side. So because our square is 8x8, we need to measure 4 inches down with our ruler and leave a mark. So we're 8, I'm gonna leave a mark at, oops, I shouldn't draw on this side. We wanna draw on this side. Ha! Craft fail. Okay, so on the what used to be the outside of the box, because that's going to be the inside of the envelope, and then you won't see your marks later. So, okay, 8 inches, halfway down, 4 inches. We're going to leave a mark right on the edge, right here, 4, and I'm going to do that on every side. I'm going to use my ruler to go and mark at the 4-inch mark on all my sides. 4. And 4. Okay, we got 4, 4, 4, 1 on each side. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is we need to draw some lines. So we are going to, make sure that it's centered, perfect. We are going to center the lines, use the ruler, center the dots along the edge of the ruler, and we're going to draw a diagonal line. So go like this, line up, so I've got my dot here, where they meet the edge of the cardboard. And then this is a scoring folding tool. I'm going to use this. If you do not have this, you can use a ballpoint pen that's hard, or you could very carefully use the back of a butter knife, or if you have a pair of scissors, you could use the blunt end here. Don't use the cutting end, but you could use the blunt end here, like you could drag it like this with it closed, so you're not cutting anything, but you're just like pressing down into it. So I'll show you how to do it with this. So use this, hold the ruler really tight, and then run a score line like this. So we have that one corner, we've scored it, and then we're going to rotate it around. So we have one score line here, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. So I am using this. If you have a scoring tool, you can definitely use that, or you can use the back of your scissors with them closed. Hold your ruler really tight so your line stays nice and straight. Run a nice score line like that. Okay, so far we've got 2 corners that we have scored off, marching up at the 4-inch lines. Now, what we are going to do is use our ruler again. Along this fold line, you're going to measure in 1/2 inch and then leave a dot. So I am at 1/2 inch. I'm going to leave a dot at the 1/2 inch mark. And the same thing on this side. I'm going to measure in 1/2 inch. Leave a mark there. Oh, my pen's coming unscrewed. Okay, go on this side on my score line. Use my ruler to measure in 1/2 inch. On this side, use my ruler, measuring in 1/2 inch. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to line up the new dots, and we're going to use the ruler to score in between those. So line up my new 1/2 inch line marks, and then you can use a scoring tool, or like we did before, the back of the scissors with the scissors closed, so you do not cut yourself. You could also use a ballpoint pen. The hard tip of the pen, you could just draw a line there and press really hard so that it scores it. And I like to do it twice just because I like to really make sure it's scored really well. And the same thing on this side. So this is the last side that doesn't have a line. We're going to line up the ruler on the 1/2 inch marks we just made and use the back of our scissors to score it. Perfect. Okay, we've got 4 score lines now. Okay, and so you can see if you guys did this, where your score lines go, there's an intersection here where there's little triangles. Each intersection has a triangle, and all we're going to do, oh, this one doesn't have a triangle. What's with that one? Oh, I lined up the wrong way. Shoot. Craft fail. Okay, I'm going to rescore it. Ha, there we go. Okay, so I rescored it. So I'm just not going to fold it on this line. I'm going to fold it on this line instead. So where these triangles are, you're going to go ahead and use your scissors and snip out the triangles from those corners where we scored it. And the lines overlap. So there's a tiny triangle, pop that out. Alright, on this side, so you can see I screwed up. I scored the wrong side, but I did it right the second time. So I'm just going to ignore the first score line. I wonder if you can see it on that side. Nope, you can't. Awesome. I just won't fold it there. Okay, and then this one, last corner. Ha, okay. Excellent. So now, if you are following along with me, you should have a square that has little notches on each side from the scores. And now we are going to fold it in to start to give our envelope the shape. Where I screwed up down here, I'm going to make this the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold where you scored it, and you're going to fold it up. And if you have a folding tool, this is a good time to use it to really like make that nice and smooth. If you don't, you can use the side of your ruler. That works too. So I'm going to fold along the score line. And I have a folding tool, so I'm just going to run it like this. If you didn't, you could use your ruler and smooth it on the side with your ruler like that. Okay, so I'm going to fold up the bottom. I'm going to fold the side in. And using the folding tool like this or the ruler to burnish it really helps make sure that those edges stay really nice and clean. And then this is what's going to be the top flap, but I'm going to fold it down and make sure it's nice and smooth. Perfect. So this is what it looks like on the outside. This is what it looks like on the inside from where it used to be a cereal box. And now we get to decorate it. So I want this to be the bottom. So I'm going to hold my envelope just like this. And I have some pens. You know what would be really fun though is washi tape. And I have some of that. Let's see. All right. Look at this cool bin of washi tape. So I think I'm going to do some washi tape. So let's see. I've got this cool rainbow, these rainbow ones I already picked out, so I'm going to do this. And then you can decorate yours however you want. And where this rectangle is, that's where you're going to address it when you are ready to mail it. And the cool thing about this is if you did this with a cereal box, or with a file folder so it's not too stiff, your finished envelope will be light enough that you can mail it with just one stamp. You won't need to pay extra postage if you wanted to mail it. So I'm going to make like a rainbow washi tape stripey thing. It's kind of, because rainbow is my favorite color. Okay, and I'm just folding the edges of the washi tape into the inside of this, and I'm going to move my stand down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm working on. That's nicer. Okay, there we go. And then, okay, so yellow. And I am just ripping off stripes like this. Line them up. And then I'm folding it over the flap. And see, I've got some green. Oops. And blue. And purple. Oops, it goes that way. Okay, so I've got these ones on the edge here, and I'm just gonna fold them around. On this one where it sticks out where the corner is, I'm just gonna cut that away. That way I can wrap it around. Stays nice and smooth. Perfect. And then where these go on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and trim these too, just because I don't want these to like interfere with whatever I stick in there and make it gummy. I'm just going to like rip them off. There you go. That way it's not inside the rectangle right there. And same thing with this top piece. There we go. Okay. So I've got my washi tape wrap, and you can do this however, you know, I'd use the Posca pens on this one to draw on it. So you can decorate these however you want. You can use Sharpies, you can use paint pens, you can use washi tape or stickers or kind of whatever. And then, there we go. Cool, I like how that looks. So I'm going to fold this down again, make sure that looks nice. Okay, and then the last part is to tape our envelope together. So I'm going to fold up the bottom. And then I'm going to use the double stick tape, and I'm just going to run a piece along each of these edges here, and then I'm going to fold it onto itself. Alright, so I've got a piece of double stick tape, and I'm going to run it along this edge. And if it sticks over, see how it stuck over a little bit? Just fold that up onto itself. And then you double stick tape and you fold it over where that meets. And then if you have a folding tool, this is a nice way to like burnish it and really like rub it on there. Or you can use like the back of your ruler. If you have your ruler, you can use your ruler like that too to like make sure it's nice and buffered on there. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to run a piece of sticky tape along that flap. Whoops. I ran out of sticky tape. That's okay. I've got backup sticky tape. Run that there, and then I've got this backup sticky tape. Run that down here. Ha! Okay, and then we're just going to fold over like that. We're going to rub it really nice to make sure it sticks good. Okay, so then the inside of your flap will have this, and if that bothers you, you can trim that up. I don't care enough about it. So, but when it's closed, it'll look like this. Look how cute that is. And then on the outside, it'll look like this. And if you want to, you can write right on the washi tape like with a Sharpie, or you could get like a white piece of paper to make like a label to go on there. So let's do that since we're hanging out here. I'll go ahead and trim mine up. I think I might have scratch paper. Let's see. Hang tight. Okay, so I've got the scratch piece of paper. It came with my business cards. Oh, that works perfect. I'm just going to tape that down onto my envelope so I have a nice clean spot where I can put the address when I'm ready to mail it. Oh, it's not sticking. Come on, sticky stick tape. Maybe I'm doing it upside down. Ha, I was. Silly me. Okay. The edges, this edge, and that edge, and in the middle a little bit. Oh, the sticky dots! Okay, we got that. Okay, so here is my envelope. Here is my scratch paper for my label, and I'm just going to stick it right here in the middle, and then I'm going to use my folding tool just to rub that down really nice. Perfect. So I like how this turned out. I think this is cute. So this is from a recycled cereal box with some washi tape. This is a scratch piece of cardboard. And then this, you can mail this with just one stamp. You can go ahead. This is the perfect size to put a quarter sheet of paper in. So if you've made your own cards with like a half sheet of paper size cardstock that you folded in half, you know, this is perfect that you can put a card in here. And then to seal this up when you're ready to mail it, just use some more sticky tape like this, or you could fold it down and then like put a sticker over the top. So I'm gonna flip this back around. Cool. Well, I hope you guys watched it and crafted along with me. This was the envelope that we ended up with. I'll leave the replay up in case you came late and you missed the beginning of it. But I hope you post a photo of your finished envelopes. If you guys decide to make one, I would love to see a photo in the comments of the craft that you ended up making, whether you do paint pens or markers to decorate it, or if you do washi tape like I did, or stickers or something else. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and you can also get the printable directions to do this same craft in the caption for the video on creativegreenliving.com. I have printable instructions so that you can take it with you, do it with your scout troop, do it with your class. Have fun, stay safe out there, don't freeze. Okay, bye.